Lovely and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. It is time. It all comes down to one match, 80 minutes, and either the Stormers or the Bulls will be crowned URC champions as the URC Grand Final takes place down in Cape Town at the Cape Town Stadium at 7:30 South Africa Standard Time. A fantastic inaugural URC season finally comes to an end, and we will have a South African champion. The question is, will it be Steven Kitshoff or now Springbok teammate Marcel Coetzee who will be lifting the URC trophy, which, by the way, looks absolutely massive. Very modern and very new, and I quite like it, actually, the actual URC trophy design. But it all comes down to one game, and the Bulls are going with very much consistency. The Stormers have had to make a few changes to their side, and the question is, who is going to take it? Are we talking home ground advantage and the team that was more consistent over the entire season, or are we talking about a team who are now sort of going the reputation as just giant slayers and the team that know how to win trophies? We'll see in about just over 24 hours time. We will be live for the game, so please do come and join us and come and hang out. Please do smash like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel. We are over 11,000 subscribers. So the next journey is to 12,000 as we sort of venture towards sort of the bigger numbers. So please do become part of that journey. In terms of the two sides, this is how the Stormers line up. Now, the injury to Leon Zas has necessitated a change in position for Siever Senatla, who will line up on the other wing, and Sergio Peterson has come back into the side. A very capable replacement, though, is Sergio Peterson. It's almost a year ago that we saw his tremendous display against the British Irish Lions, where I thought that he played particularly well and really sort of rose to the occasion. So hopefully, for Stormers fans, he'll be able to rise to the occasion once again and really come good tomorrow. So in terms of the front row, Steven Kitshoff, JJ Kotzer, Frans Malherbe, Marvin Orie, and Sam Murat is the tight five. So I think that this scrum battle will be very interesting because that is where the Stormers can really assert their dominance. I do think they will have a better scrum than the Bulls do. And I think Steven Kitshoff and Frans Malherbe, if they can get the better of that Bulls front row, that'll provide a very important platform for the Stormers. Their maul was also very useful last week, and I think that that's going to also become a pretty important weapon for them. JJ Kott's going to have to make sure he hits his lineouts because, I think that with the maul being so important, stuff like that. We're talking about final rugby. We're talking about rugby, and especially because it is supposed to be potentially quite wet. There is a rain forecasted for in the morning of the final. In theory, nothing during the match, but Cape Town weather changes so much, you can never be assured of anything. So the set pieces are going to be so important because the Bulls are also very much a set piece driven side. Dion Fourie, Hachiba Diamani, Evan Lewis, two of those players have been given Springbok call-ups. So Dion Fourie, who will be playing his 100th match for the DHL Stormers, will be out to impress and out to really sort of show, yes, he's old. Yes, he doesn't have a long Springbok future ahead of him, but right now he is worthy of his place in the squad, and right now he's worthy of a Springbok cap. That's what he'll be thinking going out to improve. Hachiba Diamani has sort of reinvented himself at the Stormers. He's playing such good rugby and looks like a whole different player with sort of the shackles removed after his struggles at the Lions. And then Evan Lewis has been voted the Players' Player of the Season. So we're talking about one of the best players across the entire season. The question is, does he have the mettle to be able to stand up when it really counts and be able to get his side over the line? Herschel Yankee's partners, Mani Liebach, these two are going to have a good game. And I thought that Mani Liebach, whilst he was the hero a week ago, did not have his best game. And he needs to make sure that his place kicking, his game management, all of that are much, much better this week. It's quite sad that a player who has played so well had a bit of an off game, but at least did have a chance at redemption. He has been the leading point scorer the entire season, and he'll look to try and add to his tally tomorrow. Siever Senatla will have a lot more attacking opportunities out there on the left wing. Sergio Peterson taking a residency in the number 14 jersey. Damian Willemse on the back of a man-of-the-match performance last week, starts inside centre with Ruan Nel, Warwick Galant in his final Stormers match. Will be looking to go out on a high. Off the bench, Andrew Hugo Venter, Brock Harris, and Nietling Verscheer will be the reserve front row. Ernst van Rijn, Junior Pokamela, and Nama Klaba do complete the rest of that 6-2 split. So in terms of the forwards, Pokamela has come into the side ahead of the suspended RJ Smith, who was red card last week for eye gouging. Ernst van Rijn shifting to cover the more lock position. Junior Pokamela and Nama Klaba, I think, are two very nice players to bring on. To be honest, I think actually I prefer this bench than I did last week because I think that Ernst van Rijn can do the job that RJ Smith did, but I do think that Junior Pokamela adds a different dimension to the Stormers sides. Gola Masimla and Sasha Ngomazulu are the two replacements there. Masimla had to play a lot on the wing last week, and interesting on the back of two matches where they have had to have their reserve backline players play out of position for an extended period. Very interesting. The Stormers continue to back the 6-2 split. If we look at the Bulls, this is how they line up. So in the front row, Geo Steenekamp, Jan Krobelaar, Morne Smith. Jan Krobelaar very much will thinking that he deserved to be in that Springbok squad, hasn't been called up, and then therefore this is an opportunity for him to prove to Springbok selectors that he should have been backed and he should have been given the opportunity. So a potentially massive game for him. Geo Steenekamp, Morne Smith, well, come with the hour, come with the man. You know, they're up against two World Cup winning props. But if there's ever a time to really stand tall, it is tomorrow. And I thought they were very impressive against Leinster, just to try and sort of hold a couple of the scrums. You know, at the end of the day, they will be dominated a few times tomorrow. It's more, can they just anchor and allow, especially the attacking scrums, to be recycled? While Steenkamp, Bruno Nokia have been very consistent, and I think we'll see much the same tomorrow. Marcel Coetzee, Arno Botha, Ulrich Lowe are very, very much an informed loose trio. I thought that Ulrich Lowe had a pretty poor game 2 weeks ago. I thought he looked much better last week. Marcel Coetzee looked very good last week. Some people are even saying Arno Botha deserved a call up to the Springboks. So it's a loose trio that complements each other pretty well. And then they continue to back Zach Berger and then Chris Smith to do the job. And I think it's fair. You know, they had done the job throughout the season. Chris Smith very much proved a sort of worth against the Sharks with that last-minute drop goal. And especially the conditions get wet. I think he's a fly half that would suit a tight sort of final situation, probably more than Monty Liebach. So he'll be very much sitting there thinking, you know, if there is another Springbok fly half that is required and somebody else needs to be called up, I can play test match style rugby in terms of very much game of margins, in terms of managing the game, in terms of taking control. Madosh Tambwe, Kane Moody, Kurtley ARENDSE, a very exciting back three. Kurtley ARENDSE is drafted back into the starting lineup a week after being named in the squad. Kane Moody is someone who is just destined to play rugby at the top level, and Madosh Tambwe has been in scintillating form. So those back three will be looking to try and exploit the Stormers. If they give them any space, they will find it. And then Harold Forster and Cornel Hendricks in the centres. And Cornel Hendricks, again, a bit of a controversial one. A lot of people saying he should be in the box squad, but continue to be issues with the sort of his medical side of things with the Springboks. So, you know, again, he'll be out to prove a point to just say, I'm good enough. And as soon as you want to accept the fact that medically I can play, I'm ready. Off the bench, Bismarck du Plessis will be the calm head, ironically, in between Superior Mantanzima and Robert Hunt, who deserve to be, especially someone like Superior Mantanzima, who I've been very impressed at how he stood up throughout the competition. They'll be looking to try and anchor the scrum in the second half. Janko Swanepoel, WJ Steenkamp. I thought Janko Swanepoel in particular was very impressive last week when he came on. I think he stole about 2 lineouts, very important steals as well, and he'll be looking to try and disrupt the Stormers set piece. You then got Mbrosa Pierre, Morne Steyn, and David Creel. Very solid players, you know. Mbrosa Pierre, Morne Steyn, very experienced, and I think David Creel might not have the X factor of a Kurtley ARENDSE, for example, but he is he's a solid player. You know, he's nothing particularly out there and fancy, but he does everything very well. And that's kind of what you need in a final situation, because you want somebody who can come on and you can rely on him. And I think he is one of those sort of players. There are two very good sides. There are two very informed sides. You do feel that Stormers will have the upper hand from a home advantage point of view. And also, obviously, you know, winning a game in that fashion will make you desperate to succeed this week. But Bulls will be sitting there thinking, we conquered Leinster away in Ireland. You know, we can do it against Stormers. So a lot of very different mentalities going into it. It should be an absolute cracker. 31,000 people are expected to be there. It could have been a lot more, but unfortunately they couldn't get the stadium up to full capacity. It will be 31,000, which should still be a rocking atmosphere. We'll be live for it, so make sure you come and check it out. Check out the description as well in terms of how to watch the game. You can watch it on a free-to-air broadcast in RTE using a VPN like ExpressVPN, so check out that in the comments as well. As always, please do keep well. Smash like on the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Steve, and I'll chat to you soon.